Hey everybody, it's Christina of CraftyPaws. I'm here to share with you guys a Valentine's card that I made for my hubby. And I haven't been crafting for a while, so bear with me. I'm a little rusty, not only in crafting, but also in video editing. But I hope you guys will enjoy this process video, start to finish, pretty much with little bits and pieces that I might have skipped, but I will go through and explain all of the process to you guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Valentine's Day, and I hope you enjoy this video. I used the adorable stamp from Penny Black. It's called So Much Love, and it has this adorable puppy on it, but I just wanted to doodle on another little spot around the eye so that it would look more like our sweet bandito. And I'm coloring up the ears and the little spot and the eye patches with a trio of browns, and I just wanted to make sure that it looked bright and warm and cuddly in these really nice earth tones, but I still wanted to have a full range of color here, so I'm going in as light as E21 and as dark as E29, I believe. Yeah, there's one more that I added because I wanted an even deeper kind of contrast in the shadowed areas, even more than the E25, which is a common place to end, kind of a trio. And this time I added a fourth color here because I wanted really some depth of color for these brown patches, and I'm blending everything out with that E21 at the end. For the white areas of the puppy, I start with a warm gray, the palest I have, which is a W0, and I'm just marking in where the shadowed areas would be under the arms, under the chin, where there's a cast shadow from the body to the back paws, around the edges of the face, and then I'm going in with a slightly darker color, that W1, so that it has even more shadowing contrast. And you'll see at the end it reads as a white dog with brown spots, even though I've gone in with this kind of warm gray. And obviously I didn't want to just leave it white. I next went in and wanted to add a little more texture to the white area, so I'm using a white jelly roll pen. This is a white gel pen that's a little bit lighter than my normal Uniball Signo white gel pen, and I like using this gel pen to add texture to white fur. And it's just a slight bit less ink comes out at any given time than the Signo Uniball. Now I'm going to share with you guys how I'm coloring up these balloons. I wanted them to look like they've got great reflection from two sides. One on the right side that's much brighter and bigger, and a little patch on the left side. And so I decided the left side was just going to get a little white or a spotlight or a highlight that's round, and the right side is going to get more of a swash of the light area. And I'm sharing with you guys kind of my thought process with that. I looked at a whole bunch of pictures on Google Images for red balloons, and it seemed that a lot of them had highlights on two areas, on the left and on the right. So that's what I wanted to go try to do. And you can see that I'm kind of just experimenting here. The lightest color is an R20 and the darkest color here is an R29. And I start with the two extremes, the R20 and then the R29 to get in the edges. I'm leaving a little bit of a paler edge on the left side of the heart, and I'm trying to blend in from that R29 to an R27 and then an R24, R22, and so on until I get to the lightest area. And one of the things that I love about alcohol markers is that you can fix a lot of your mistakes just by pushing the ink afterwards. So after I lay in the base color of that R20, I'm going out around the edges again with the darkest R29, and I'm coloring in kind of the main part of the heart this way, leaving a big enough area of the highlighted areas and then encroaching in on that highlighted area with the next color down, the R27, and then the next color down, the R24, and so on and so forth, so that I get to the highlighted area smoothly, and so it's blending in, and then I go back in with the R20 to kind of blend out that highlighted area. And I can't remember if I do this on camera or off, but at the very end, I do add a little bit of color pencil to those highlighted areas. I add a Prismacolor cream as well as a Prismacolor white, just to emphasize the highlighted areas even brighter. And you'll see that in the still images at the end. But I wanted to show you guys a couple of times here how I colored up these hearts. So, you know, there's no formula, you know, do this color, then this color, and so on. But I do want to show you guys the general process. So the lightest color first, then the darkest color around the edges and the base, and right around the highlighted areas, and then encroaching in on those highlighted areas with the next color down, the R27, the R24, the R22 here, and the highlighted area is getting too small in my opinion when I get down to the R20. So I'm actually pushing out that R20, the highlighted area on the right, so that it, you know, pushes the darker color away from that highlighted area when you use that lightest color. I'm going back in and re-emphasizing the darker colors again. But as you can see, even though that highlighted area on the right had gotten a little bit small for my taste, I was able to push it out. Then I decided to cover all the hearts with a Wink of Stella clear sparkly glitter pen, and I think that that adds a really nice shimmer to the balloons. Now I've showed you really quickly just the dies that I used for the background behind the little puppy, and I've hand cut out a cloud stencil with different sides. It's just a little thick cardstock packaging that I had left over. I hand cut that off camera just to have little arches to create kind of a cloudy background scene. That die cut piece, as I mentioned but got distracted from, is a Lawn Fawn Fancy Scallop Circle Stackables die set, and that's the finished background. And then I cut out a frame. Actually, I did it a couple times, and I'm gluing the frame around. And the way I cut that out was just by cutting out that fancy scalloped and then a circle die from the inside to create that frame. And now I'm prepping the card front with some EK powder. It's a powder tool for heat embossing, and I'm taking Sending from the Neat and Tangled Better Together stamp set, and I'm going to use some Versamark ink and just stamp that Sending out. And then I'm going to sprinkle on some embossing powder. It's extra fine Ranger white embossing powder. I'm tapping off the excess and tapping off the areas that I hadn't gotten my EK powder tool on to prevent the static cling from clinging to that embossing powder. I'm taking my heat tool, heat setting that, and it's embossed. And now I'm taking the main focal image, and I'm using some double-sided tape to put that down, and then I'm using some glue for the puppy to secure that. And I actually left the left ear off from the gluing, and I'm putting double-sided foam tape in 2 thicknesses behind the balloons, and also off camera I did the same for the left ear of the puppy. As you can see there, the cast shadow from this still image. Here's another image that you can see more of that dimension on this card with that double-sided foam tape. Then for the inside of the card, I'm using another stamp set called Key to My Heart. These 2 penny black stamp sets are new. They're in the latest release for Valentine's. And I stamped out the little dog with the arms outstretched and Be My Valentine sentiment from that stamp set just for the inside liner. Really simple. I'm not going to color up that inside image. I just wanted to have the inside look completed as well. And I thought that puppy with the outstretched arms was perfect for the sentiment that I'm going to be writing inside. That's the completed card. I hope you enjoyed this process video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful crafty day.